Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture.
And welcome to Food for Thought. I'm Deirdre Anderson with Delish. Delish is a off-premise catering business in Hunterdon County. I'm joined today by my co-host and technician, the Emmy Award-winning Rob Bell.
Hello there, but not for doing radio, by the way.
But tell us about your Emmy, Rob, with Channel 9.
Emmy Awards. I used to cover the news a lot. I was a producer, and I did a story about dangerous jobs. There's some pretty dangerous jobs, like the guys that build skyscrapers. Most of them are American Indians, by the way.
Okay.
And they're like scrambling around with no net, like 50 stories over the New York City. And of course, I was up there with a video camera shooting them, so they decided to give me an award for that. They had a few other dangerous jobs too. The guys that work in the subways and they walk the tracks in the pitch dark.
Right.
The subways roaring by, going 60 miles an hour.
Yikes.
Yeah.
So didn't you have a show, the Crime Stoppers, or some kind of...
I had that didn't win an Emmy, though. That won
it didn't. Another award.
Broadcasting award for New York State.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool beans. So we're also joined today by Francie Cook. Francie, can you tell us what is your exact title? What do the letters stand for that's in front of your...
The CHHC is Certified Holistic Health Coach, and the...
Certified Holistic Health Coach. Okay.
And the AADP is American Association of Drugless Practitioners.
Drugless Practitioners. Okay. And Francie's here today. Well, I'm going to admit in this first segment, Francie is here today because number one, she's my sister-in-law, so that kind of helped get her in. But number two, now she has this new business where she's this health and wellness coach, and has various certifications. She also happens to be a really good cook, one of those home cooks that really could be a chef. She does not need recipes. She just has like a really good sense of food. So I thought for those reasons that would be a good reasons to have you on the show.
Always an amazing meal when we go to Francie's
Always
house.
An amazing meal. And she's one of these, a lot of people need recipes. Francie doesn't need recipes. She might read recipes like I do, but then you kind of you use your judgment.
Yeah.
Kind
of
change
experiment.
Change it to suit what you like, as opposed to. Now we're going to start out, as with our regular format, we're going to include Francie in our discussions, our questions and whatnot, but then we're going to devote the last segment just to her to promote her business. And I thought we'd start out, we always talk about, over the past week, our fascinating food experiences. We didn't really have anything too fascinating, although we did have one heck of a party over the weekend.
Saturday night was nice. We had about 50 people.
50 people. It was one of those things where...
Closest 50 friends.
Closest 50 friends. And this time, I didn't really want to do all the food myself, so it was one of those things where we had people bring appetizers and desserts, and then I did my typical, almost famous Thai basil chicken.
Went over very, very well.
Which apparently went over. I did not eat any of it, but
Normally you never do.
No. I mean, when you're tasting it for seasoning, and then when you finally serve, it's like,
you don't want
thank you.
No.
You help yourself.
Exactly.
But we did have, were there any appetizers worth noting? I mean, they were all really good, but basic stuff. There was
some pretty good stuff. Elizabeth made Swedish meatballs. I don't know if you tried
Swedish
those,
meatballs, love those.
Delicious, very delicious.
And what was that pie that Terry made?
Terry makes an amazing vegetable pie.
Right.
But I'm stumped as to which vegetable it is.
I think it's broccoli and a bunch of...
No, it's not broccoli. It's a white vegetable.
Cauliflower?
Maybe if Bob is Marciniak's listening, you could call in and tell us which vegetable that was. But it's fantastic. It's delicious.
So yeah, Terry's dish was a hit.
That went in seconds.
And then we had, one of the reasons I wanted to bring this up is that I was truly inspired by our friend Jorge, who was at the party. Jorge is from Colombia. His girlfriend is from Argentina. And so they just add that kind of flair when they're at the party. Jorge is known for making this unbelievable paella. and he brings his whole setup, an iron stand that he had made, a giant paella pan. I think his biggest serves probably
He's got
75.
different sizes depending
Yeah.
on how many people.
And he creates it over a wood fire, and so it's not so much the party becomes about the paella, and everybody's involved and looking on, and it's just really kind of magical. You know, you can imagine
Well,
like a
it's
nice night.
performance art, really.
It's a performance, and he was showing us how. Well, at the end of the night, after we had had plenty to drink, he started to
Right.
show us with some flair how you have to have attitude or confidence to do paella, and if the rice burns, you tell them it's supposed to be like that. And it basically, how long does it take to cook? As long as it takes me to drink this glass of wine.
Glass of wine, right. Then it's ready. Yeah.
So, and he was going to help me, and I'm sure he will follow through with this. I would like to be able to offer the same service with my catering. So I would love to have a paella,
And he makes different kinds. He made, the last time I went to his house, he had a vegetable paella.
lots of vegetables, corn on the cob and
Yeah.
eggplant and all kinds
But then he'll
of.
do a seafood paella. He'll
Anything
do
goes with paella,
chicken.
you know.
He'll just.
It's very
whatever.
versatile.
It's always got rice in it. There's certain things that you have to have.
Now, Francie, have you made it like the real way where you stir? See, I've not made
I
it the
have
real
not made
way.
it the real way, no.
I always make the rice ahead of time,
Mhm.
and then it's just easier.
Yeah.
And then at the last minute, after I, stew the shellfish, I kind of add it all. But it's really nice when you do it for real. Are we going to break? Okay, we're going to break. When we come back, we're going to talk about our favorite food shows. Coming up.
Dress to impress, spark interest. Sex is all I expect if they watch TV in the Lex. They know